Hey, Senator Justin Reedy coming to you here at the end of the 9th week of the 2024 General Assembly session. We are just a short time from what's known as crossover day, which is this coming Monday. That's when all the bills in the Senate have to get over to the House of Delegates by the end of Monday evening, or your bill really doesn't have much chance of passing. It still technically could pass if you pass it later than crossover, but it's highly unlikely for a variety of procedural reasons. Same thing with House bills have to come over to the Senate by that time. And so the last 2 to 3 days have been incredibly intense, busy. Really all week has been long sessions on the floor, then running to committee to have a few more bill hearings, vote some bills, and coming back to the floor. This is actually the busiest week of session other than perhaps the final week. And Monday into Monday night will be a busy day as well. So there's some good and there's some bad. I would say the good that's happened is, as of today, we are about to pass a bill that has my bill to make the theft of a handgun a felony in it. SB 39, which is my bill, has been placed into another bill that deals with a number of other different offenses in firearms, and they're putting my bill on that. So that bill is going to be on third reader for final passage here this evening, on Friday evening as we go back to vote. We also passed a state budget that, while it doesn't, not everything in it do I like, and it's not how I would handle everything involved in it. Overall, it is a state budget that spends less money than last year and does not have any tax increases built into it, which I think is critically important. So there's a couple of good things. And there's also going to be, I think, some positive developments with the bill I have to try to be sure that we don't have unregulated sludge coming into our communities that's being unregulated, unlike other forms of fertilizers. We have movement on that bill too. So a lot of good, those are good things. The bad is, despite the fact that Senate Democrats have said we're not raising taxes this year, which is true in the sense that we're not raising broad-based taxes in the Senate. Conversely, the House of Delegates is pushing a budget that has a whole bunch of tax increases baked into it. So that's going to be interesting to see those two versions develop. We have a bill on the floor of the Senate to create a new sales tax for guns and gun accessories on top of the current sales tax. So it would basically almost double the sales tax. It would go from 6% on guns, accessories, ammunition to 11%. That extra money is going to the shock trauma system, and also into other programs that are known as sort of violence prevention programs. It's complicated to get into on this video, but basically the argument is we need to find more funding for our shock trauma system, which is world-class and excellent. But so what they're doing is they're creating this fee, and they're also raising our car tax fees and putting that extra money into, in part, into the shock trauma and what's called the MSOFT helicopter system. We do have some funding issues with that system, but to put it on the backs of law-abiding gun owners and claim that because there are shootings and people go to shock trauma for shootings, it's a small percentage of who actually utilizes these shock trauma services, that we should raise taxes on all law-abiding citizens who are purchasing firearms is really outrageous. I believe it's unconstitutional. We're in the middle of a floor fight on that issue. I'm proposing an amendment to say let's get rid of that sales tax addition, and instead let's increase penalty fines on people who are convicted of crimes with guns, because we have fines in place for that. We should increase those fines and have that be something that goes to help maybe fund shock trauma, not the law-abiding citizens paying extra sales tax for that purpose. So that's one of the bad bills. There's some other bad bills that are moving that I have concerns about they're more technical in nature, but dealing with really not dealing with criminals and dealing with some other, frankly, some civil libertarian issues I'm concerned about. A lot of moving parts. You can watch the General Assembly sessions live on the General Assembly website. It's almost hard to explain all the things that we're fighting on right now, but working hard to try to slow things down, try to kill some bad bills before we get to crossover, and hopefully get some good stuff through. So I'll try to update you again maybe early next week on what happened, and look forward to talking to you later. Have a great weekend.